A letter of thrice greatest Hermes to Asclepius. Unto Asclepius, good health of soul. Since in thy absence my son Tat desired to learn the nature of the things that are, and would not let me hold it over, as natural to a younger son fresh come to gnosis of the teachings on each single point, I was compelled to tell him more, in order that the contemplation of them might be the easier for him to follow. I would, then, choosing out the chiefest heads of what was said, write them in brief to thee, explaining them more mystically, as unto one of greater age and one well versed in nature. If all things manifest have been and are being made, and made things are not made by their own selves but by another. If made things are the many, nay more, are all things manifest and all things different and not alike. And things that are being made by other than themselves. There is someone who makes these things. And he cannot be made, but is more ancient than the things that can. For things that can be made, I say, are made by other than themselves. But of the things that owe their being to their being made, it is impossible that anything should be more ancient than them all, save only that which is not able to be made. So he is both supreme, and one, and only, the truly wise in all, as having naught more ancient than himself. For he doth rule o'er both the number, size and difference of things that are being made, and o'er the continuity of their making too. Again, things makeable are seeable. But he cannot be seen. For this cause he maketh, that he may not be able to be seen. He, therefore, ever maketh. And therefore can he ne'er be seen. To comprehend him thus is meet. And comprehending, it is meet to marvel. And marvelling, to count oneself as blessed, as having learned to know one's sire. For what is sweeter than one's own true sire? Who, then, is he? And how shall we learn how to know him? Is it not right to dedicate to him alone the name of God, or that of Maker, or of Father, or rather all the three? God for his power, and Maker for his energy, and Father for his good? Now power doth differ from the things which are being made, while energy consisteth in all things being made. Wherefore we ought to put away verbosity and foolish talk, and understand these two, the made and maker. For that of them there is no middle term. There is no third. Wherefore in all that thou conceivest, in all thou nearest, these two recall to mind. And think all things are they, reckoning as doubtful naught, nor of the things above, nor of the things below, neither of things divine, nor things that suffer change or things that are in obscuration. For all things are these twain, maker and made, and 'tis impossible that one should be without the other. For neither is it possible that maker should exist without the made, for each of them is one and the same thing. Wherefore 'tis no more possible for one from other to be parted, than self from self. Now if the maker is naught else but that which makes, alone, simple, uncompound, it needs must do this making to itself, to which its maker's making is its being made. And as to all that's being made, it cannot be. Paragraph continues so made by being made by its own self. But it must needs be made by being made by other. Without the maker made is neither made nor is. For that the one without the other doth lose its proper nature by deprivation of that other. If, then, all things have been admitted to be two, that which is being made and that which makes, all then are one in union of these, that which leadeth and that which followeth. The making God is that which leadeth. That which is being made, whatever it be, that which followeth. And do not thou be chary of things made because of their variety, from fear of attribution of a low estate and lack of glory unto God. For that his glory is one, to make all things. And this is as it were God's body, the making of them. But by the maker's self naught is there thought or bad or base. These things are passions which accompany the making process, as rust doth brass and filth doth body. But neither doth the brass-smith make the rust, nor the begetters of the body filth, nor God make evil. It is continuance in the state of being made that makes them lose, as though it were, their bloom. And 'tis because of this God hath made change, as though it were the making clean of Genesis. Is it, then, possible for one and the same painter man to make both heaven, and gods, and earth, and sea, and men, and all the animals, and lifeless things, and trees, and yet impossible for God to make all things? What monstrous lack of understanding! What want of knowledge as to God! For such the strangest lot of all do suffer. For though they say they worship piously and sing the praise of God, yet by their not ascribing unto him the making of all things, they know not God. And, added unto this not knowing, they're guilty even of the worst impiety to him passions to him attributing, or arrogance, or impotency. For if he doth not make all things, from arrogance he doth not make, or not being able, which is impiety to think. One passion hath God only good. And he who's good, is neither arrogant nor impotent. For this is God the good, which hath all power of making all. And all that can be made is made by God, that is, by him who is the good and who can make all things. But wouldst thou learn how he doth make, and how things made are made, thou mayest do so. Behold the very fair and most resemblant image a husbandman casting the seed into the ground. Here wheat, there barley, and there again some other of the seeds. Behold one and the same man planting the vine, the apple, and all other trees. In just the self-same way doth God sow immortality in heaven, and change on earth, and life and motion in the universe. These are not many, but few and easy to be numbered. For four in all are they, and God himself and Genesis, in whom are all that are,